Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. This is Madhuri and I am continuing my conversations with several experts, as you may be aware, if you're following our YouTube channel and our website. So it is in the same line of talks that we have had earlier on EdTech and technology-enabled learning, digital platforms and more. Today we are looking at a very specific topic, and that has to do with digital assessments. All of us have sometime experienced digital assessments. We must have done a test digitally and we would have seen how easy it is to do it. But do you know that at the back end, many things happen? There are many important things like proctoring, building in transparency, creating that real valid score for the test and many other aspects. And there is technology which plays a very important role. So today, to understand this technical part and also to understand what are the recent developments in digital assessments, we have with us two experts who are going to share their views and tell us more about the current state of affairs in digital assessments. So welcome to this talk, Harsh Nagpal and Ankit Singh. Harsh Nagpal must be familiar to some of you who have already been following us on YouTube. He has already shared interesting conversations on EdTech platform. He's from TCS Ion. He's heading Skills Enablers business, and he's got 18 plus years of experience in various important areas of skill development, where he has interacted with important stakeholders like government and the private sector and so on. And we have Ankit Singh, who has more than 10 years of experience in the skilling space and also in digital assessments. And currently is adding a lot of value to the initiatives from TCS Ion on digital assessments. So let's get started by asking both of them about how these digital assessments have evolved over the years, since they are working very closely with the digital platform from TCS Ion. And it would be good to know more about not only the evolution, but maybe a few milestones and all which they have tracked over the years. So let's get started. Harsh, what do you have to say on this?
First of all, thank you so much, Madhuri, and thanks so much to the National Skills Network platform. I think it's my pleasure to share our point of view and our thought process on multiple areas. Uh, Assessments have always been a very, very important topic, important aspect of the Indian education system, and specifically when we are talking about the current vocational education ecosystem. Uh, I think in terms of some facts, the Indian education system, how it has evolved, it is definitely one of the largest in the world. And with more than 1.5 million schools, approximately 260 million students being enrolled across 800 universities and close to 40,000 colleges, I think all these numbers underline the importance of digital learning in India and adoption of digital assessments, especially in the today's context or especially the post-COVID context. Several institutes have started the process of adapting to an education system with a blended learning model culminating in online assessment for higher education where time is always at a premium. Ankit, you may like to add?
Yeah. Thanks, Hers, for bringing this point. Thanks, Madhuri, for inviting us to this NSN talk where we'll be discussing more about the digital assessment, the buzzword in the tech industry.
Yeah.
So just to set the context, what Hers has said and adding to those pointers, globally, we have seen a pronounced trend toward digital learning. However, post-pandemic, there has been a major leap in the adoption of digital assessments as well. Even examinations such as GMAT have switched completely to the online mode. This would not be possible had the processes for online model were not already in place. And it's also very heartening to see that such changes have found greater acceptance in our community as well. The use of online test model by one of such largest testing agency undoubtedly increases our confidence about the authenticity and reliability of online assessment through various means of remote proctoring, along with being the cost effective when compared to in-person assessments.
Absolutely, Ankit. I think very well put. The testing agency have been increasing immense confidence, and specifically the reliability has one of the very important element while being cost effective. If I take an example of the organization that we represent, TCS Ion has been at the forefront of the digital and a unique physical model of the assessments, the combination of digital and physical, focusing on the robust tools and secure techniques, the platform that we have developed for conducting online assessments and to live up in this era of the digital learning environment. We have been actively working with eminent government organizations across nation to implement the digital assessment solutions within the larger education space. I think this assessment methodology has given greater credibility to our certification and value to the candidates.
Okay, that's really interesting to know the way you have captured the essence of digital assessments. And I think three important points you were talking about is reliability, validity, credibility. All these are so essential for any digital assessment, to become a part of the edtech ecosystem. You also mentioned few things about the changes that are coming in and how we are going to, work with various stakeholders. One important thing which I have observed is to do with terms like proctoring, remote proctoring. I can always relate it to the role of, let's say, an invigilator in exam hall when we used to traditionally take those exams. So, and how does this system work, Harsh and Ankit? Maybe you can tell us a bit more about this aspect of human proctoring and remote proctoring. That would be interesting to know.
Ankit, you would like to pick it up?
Yeah, definitely has. Thanks, Madhuri, to again highlighting one of the prominent terminologies being used in these digital assessments. So, if we generally talk about in a conventional digital assessment, a proctor is an individual who ensures the identity verification and genuineness of the test taker.
Hmm.
That and he also evaluates that the person who is taking test does not indulge in any of the malpractices or use any unfair means to attempt the assessment.
Yeah.
One of the primary role is also to prevent the malpractice and maintains the sanctity of the entire assessment environment where a candidate is appearing for the assessment. In virtual world, like the digital assessment, when we are talking, proctoring involves around three key uh, indicatives or the highlights that has been adopted in the market in general. So first, we'll talk about the human proctoring.
Hmm.
When a proctor will, in a human proctoring process, a proctor keep an overall eye on the candidates appearing for assessment through an integrated electronical optical elements and the further ensures the authenticity based on candidates photo identity. uh, if we talk about the remote proctoring, how it's different from the human proctoring, uh, in case of remote proctoring, an AI driven engine will keep an eye on the candidate who is appearing for the assessment, and it capture all the required evidence intermittently during the entire assessment process. So we have spoken now about the human and the remote proctoring. Let me take us through the digital AI enabled proctoring. What is this third technique which is generally being used? In
Hmm.
this proctoring, the machine learning and artificial intelligence enabled platform derives illustrative alert for better decision making and malpractices scores based on the multiple parameters like face detection, full screen mode, webcam monitoring, violation scale, image flagging, to name few. The system also generate alerts for any malpractices raised during the conduct of assessment.
Okay.
So it's all about how these different proctoring mechanisms are used in this edtech space.
Okay, that's so interesting to know. It's almost, replicating the entire human process which is involved through technology. But Ankit and Harsh, when we look at the kind of stakes that are involved in any digital assessment, one important aspect is to know about how secure are these assessments. Aren't there few risks, and how do you build in that transparency mechanism in the whole process? So are there some ways, when we look at the risks and we also try to mitigate risks, these risks which are potential risks? So is there something that can be done again through technology?
So, Madhuri, yes, there are risks involved, and
Hmm.
we know nothing is foolproof. All the methods, all the different proctoring process that Ankit had spoke about, human proctoring, remote proctoring, the digital AI-enabled proctoring,
Yeah.
uh, risks are everywhere. And but if you see how the technology is progressing with the technology being at the forefront of the new advancements happening day in and day out. Many tech organizations have developed strong systems, platforms, cutting edge and immaculate algorithms that run behind the AI backbone, the machine learning and the cyber technology, the blockchain backbone. Ankit, you want to add something?
Yeah, definitely hers. As you rightly said, let's consider a possible risk where a candidate is attempting to search for possible solutions on the internet, which is very common while any test taker takes an assessment. In this case, the assessment engine, the platform, will not allow any participant to toggle out of the test engine system.
Okay.
In case participant frequently attempts that, the system will issue warnings, and after reaching a certain threshold, the assessment will get terminated. The beauty lies here that even we can customize as per our requirements and as per the guidelines that we have set for the assessment platform to react. If we talk about the another possible risk, Madhuri, where candidate is attempting to impersonate his or her identity, in such case, human proctors can authorize the right candidate before initiating any assessment basis the registration details provided and the government ID card. The process gets recorded and is available for the report and the future evidence as well.
Okay.
The AI based system, here the AI based system takes over the process and tracks the candidate throughout the assessment by raising the flag at every instance of unfair practice.
Hmm.
At the same time, in parallel, human proctor continues to track the candidate by keeping an eye through the live video feed that
Hmm.
is getting generated and streamed to the webcams to ensure there is no malpractice is being reported. Human proctors have facilities and features like chat, pause, or even terminate the test of the candidate at any point in time. The
Okay.
entire assessment gets video recorded and recording is available for audit and future evidence. However, there are other identified risks such as exposure to the question bank,
Hmm.
browsing through the other websites in incognito window, among few others. To mitigate them, the platform today are built with highly secured environment with end-to-end encryption. Today we have secured browser which completely locks down and doesn't allow candidate to navigate through any other portal while they are appearing for the assessment.
I think the sum and substance of entire assessment is while there are risks, but yes, there are possibilities to mitigate them, and there are technologies which have been built. There are algorithms that run behind the system which controls those risks, and time and again keep mitigating those risks.
Yeah. And also, I think as technology matures and the systems get more robust, I'm sure most of these risks would be mitigated. And with this, I think there is scope to have more advantages of adopting these digital assessments. So, what would be some of the benefits or advantages when an organization, an educational institution, or anybody who's interested and wants to go in for digital assessments as a part of the blended learning environment?
So, Ankit, I'll pick this up. I think since we spoke about some of the features, some of the technology part, I think I would like to highlight three main aspects, the three main advantages of adopting digital assessment. One, the credibility part of it. So it preserves the value of the program, it prevents malpractices, it ensures standardization. So we talk about any advanced test engine today that then we may roughly indicate it will support 30 to 35 different type of questions. The advanced algorithm help in randomization of the questions. The advancement of technology and AI enabled supervision will only make it more secure going forward. And I think gone are those days when the student or when we were as a student literally had to wait for results with to publish. But with advancement of result publishing as well, we get instant results today, thanks to the online assessments, thanks to the digital assessment era that we are living in. Now, from the credibility part is not enough. It is also economical as well. Economical in terms of the youth need not to travel from one place to another just for appearing for assessments. And previously assessment used to get cancelled due to any unavoidable circumstances. So wider adoption of online assessment provides the best solution, especially for conducting the large scale examination in the shortest possible amount of time. Both the organization who is assessing and the test takers can eventually save money in terms of travel and utilization of physical infrastructure and human resource.
Mm.
Third, last but not the least, flexibility. I think today the test takers and we have created so flexible environment that examinations can be conducted anytime, anywhere, and to any device. The most important value of an online assessment is its adaptability. These tests are easily customized, conducive to quick deployment, and test taker can also schedule it as per their convenience, can appear to any device from the comfort of their preferred location. Ankit, you want to add anything?
Yeah, Hers, what you have talked about the advantages of these digital assessment is absolutely relevant. And if we consider the way forward, how the digital assessments are moving, with the dust settling on the COVID-19 pandemic and activities picking up at a rapid pace, the present context very appropriately provides an opportunity to all the educational institutes, whether it is a higher education or a vocational education segment training center, to transform their current systems of online assessment and build them more agile. With introduction of concepts like metaverse, assessment platforms and in its inherited technologies are evolving towards increased uses of gamified and simulation based assessments.
The assessment should look like fun for the participants.
Exactly, Hers. We already have adopted digital assessments in some or other form. If we summarize the transition of moving from physical to digital assessments, keeping digital assessment as backbone, the very next impressive movement around the future of assessments are definitely going to be the game-based and simulation-based assessment. All our future assessment must have elements of augmented reality, virtual reality, or other components such as progressing through levels, earning points through games, or getting badges. With the advanced usage of simulators, we can create the virtual environment to evaluate the practical hands-on learning as well. What candidate has learned during their training of course duration. These simulators can be the game changer, especially for the vocational education segment, where key focus is to evaluate participant on skills like auto service technician, optical fiber slicing, warehouse management, to name a few.
So adding to what Ankit mentioned, he specified a very important element is the game-based assessment. Madhuri, I think the way we are moving, we are progressing in different eras. We have seen the era of the physical assessment. We move to the digital assessment. Digital assessment also gave origin to the physical assessment, where assessments happen both online as well as practical. With the digital with keeping the digital assessment as a backbone, we are moving towards an era of game-based assessment. Why why this progression is happening? Because eventually the environment, the society, the participants who are appearing for assessment should not take it as a bundle of nerve or should not be apprehended while they're appearing for assessment. Oh, I have an exam tomorrow, I need to prepare, I am getting anxiety attack, I'm stressed. I mean, they should be rather excited enough to enjoy the assessment. And that's how The game-based assessment where the how the system have evolved, the technology have evolved. The game like hit a moving bird carrying some of the picture cues, and these collected cues in a specific sequence ultimately forms a picture related to their theoretical knowledge.
Yeah.
Another similar game can be match the column, organize the jumble words, to name a few. I'm sure in near future we can also experience advanced usage of game and simulation based assessment in conducting career counseling. Somebody who can help determine what are the right career opportunities by playing few games and give an algorithm which is running behind the AI system, which will help emanate the right career opportunities for an individual based on their competencies. It can also help in emanating the personality traits, the behavioral part, the psychometric part. So that is how the future is progressing towards. Both simulator and gamification are different tech-enabled products, albeit they are independent, but they are contributing immensely towards enabling the assessment ecosystem. Uh, so I think, Ankit, you want to add something here?
Yeah. So hers analytics and insights that are being captured based on participants' response is also driving an entirely new tangent and scientific way of developing question bank, which also includes policy for retiring and adding questions, defining difficulty level and many such indicative parameters. Now it's up to us to ensure that all modes of learning, skilling, and assessment of the future workforce are credible and forward looking.
Uh, I think with this we can definitely infer that digital assessments are scalable, secure, and smart solution for the future.
Yeah, absolutely, Harsh. Now, listening to both of you, especially the way you explained the gamification, the need to be relaxed, and various aspects of making it a very enjoyable activity. I think that takes away all that fear and the panic which we go through when we think of a test we have to take. And
Yeah.
I guess this has an impact on the mental skills also, right? The mental preparedness. One might be fully prepared, but then due to this stress, you might just not be able to do your best on that day. But amazingly, the way you have told us about how technology is going to take away these fears and make it more enjoyable and give us an opportunity to also use various options in testing a person. I think that's something so fantastic. And you were using the word futuristic, but I think the future is already here, isn't it? Because we
Yes.
are talking about these technologies every day, and then I'm sure they're going to have a huge positive impact on assessments and digital assessments. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much, both of you, for joining me today in learning more about digital assessments. And we look forward to receive regular updates from you to learn more about how this is progressing and taking shape. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Madhuri. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Ankit, for being there, for being
Thanks, Ankit.
supportive.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhuri.